First off, congratulations on the win. Coach, I'll start with you. Very, very bizarre game. Bad ending, bad start, bad finish, great middle. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
Well, we knew that, obviously Millsaps has talent. We knew that coming in, they were going to play a different way. They've been struggling the last couple of weeks. We didn't know what that was. That's the thing about a Friday night. A lot of times you don't know quite how they're going to change. They changed their starting lineup. They changed the way they play. They went smaller. And we struggled initially. We didn't know how to attack it. And we just did a better job, like you're saying, after the first 5 or 6 minutes, we started getting control of the game, did a good job, and the start of the second half was fantastic. Then the first half, Art's 3 at the end was big for us, kind of gave us a 37-30 lead, and then I think we started the second half on a 14-0 run. So like you're saying, the start was not what we wanted. The ending was bizarre, but hey, we'll kind of just shelve that and just move on to Birmingham Southern.
Art, I couldn't see the last shot at half because I was sitting and the entire Millsaps coaching staff was standing right in front of me. So was it good the moment you left your hand?
I did like it when I shot it. It felt good, and just tried to give it a chance.
And then, since I haven't gotten to do one of these in a month, I want to ask Art a question too. You've been taking the ball to the rack very, very aggressively over the last 5 or 6 games. Is that something that you've been asked to do? Is that something that you've just made a conscious effort to do? Because it feels like you've changed your game a little bit.
I think it's just nice to get going from inside out. And like Coach and I talked about it, like that first shot that I shoot, I would like it to be an open shot, like not a contested 3. And I think getting to the rack and kind of blowing by people is a good first shot to get going and just kind of get loose in the game. Whether you miss it or you make it, I just think it kind of gets you in the rhythm of the game.
And one more question for Art. Coach mentioned Millsaps changing their game up a little bit, changing their lineups. What did you notice them doing differently? Because there were times when it felt like it was much more difficult for the team to get things going, but then there are also times like that first 5 minutes of the second half where you jumped out on a 14-0, where you clearly figured it out. What were they doing differently from where you were on the floor?
I would say their press was a lot more effective. I mean, they slowed us down a little bit more than they usually did. I don't know. I mean, I think it just takes a little bit to get into the flow of the game, and we knew I thought when we were going into half, we kind of had the control of the game, and so when we came out, we just all kind of talked about jumping on them in the first 4 minutes and just really getting going.
Last thing for both of y'all. Birmingham next game. It was a tough game last week on Sunday. You had to come back, and I don't know how they've done tonight. I haven't looked, but what is, I guess, the biggest thing that you've got to do better in this game that you struggled with on Sunday in spite of the win?
Probably. I mean, we did a good job offensively for the most part. We've got to guard the 3 better. They're one of the better teams. I think they're 25th in the country. 3-pointers made. They average about 11 a game. I think first half down there, they're like 7 for 12. We were up 1. We were up 1 at the half, so we're kind of like, we're playing with fire. And we did a better job. We just got to guard the 3. Tonight, Millsaps was 7 for 12. So we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow.